Solo my hustle, the power set it for me, oh yeah. The money will follow the door. Solo my hustle, the power set it for me, oh yeah. See, like your time, oh, life like your time, oh, like your time, oh, life like your time, oh, like your time, oh, life like your time, oh.
What's up, everybody? You are tuned into another episode of Frequency Shift. Today's guest is the one and only Chaun Collins. I met Chaun years back when he was promoting his brand on Instagram, and I came across it and I'm like, this guy is like super dope. We have since then crossed paths a couple of times in a few different creative spaces, and so today I have him on the show because I want to like get into the discussion of him being a creative and a designer of footwear. Like, we see designers often, but you don't often see people of color making shoes, like custom made shoes from their headspace. And so I just want to talk to Chaun about that. I think he's really dope. He's also a Liberian, LIB for life. So let's get into it. Chaun, how are you?
I'm well. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming.
No problem. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah.
And be able to have the opportunity to showcase my work.
Absolutely. So Chaun, I'm looking at the sneakers right here.
Yeah.
How long have you been doing footwear?
Since 2014.
Okay.
So that's about 7 years or so.
7 years in a game.
Yeah, and it's been a long road, but it's been a blessing, and just like any other business has its ups and downs. So, I'm just rolling with the punches as I go.
Yeah. So why footwear? Why not other types of designs? And like, what inspired you to start doing footwear?
Well, I actually started from T-shirts, just like most designers,
Okay.
and then expanded onto hats and then a few other garments. But I have a friend that makes jackets. His name is WizzleX, WIZZOLX on Instagram. Check him out.
Okay.
And I have a friend that makes denim. His name was David Weeks, and but those two products, they made successful brands out of them. So I wanted to be something different from the two, and I didn't want to be another T-shirt brand. So I just broke it down to like, what are the three most expensive things people buy on their, when they're ever, they're trying to go somewhere or whatever. So denim, jackets, footwear. And I knew nobody at the time doing footwear except for Kanye. You know? And, if you don't have a big brand behind you, most of us didn't think we could actually produce footwear, So, I started out from there, and I started out small, had to gain a lot of knowledge, and then, I just sprouted out on my own, and it's been good so far.
Okay. So again, you say most designers start off doing T-shirts.
Yeah.
Is that like a thing?
Yeah, I mean, that's the easiest thing to get into
Okay.
as far as cost-wise, producing footwear, like entering into it, depending on the quality of your shoes, like 6,000 plus you have to have it's good money, but your investment, you'll get it back in return, but yeah, a T-shirt brand, everybody has a T-shirt brand. As soon as you say brand, people automatically think it's T-shirts.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to be another person making T-shirts again. So
Right.
So yeah, that's what got me to there.
So have you always been a creative throughout your life, or you just had the spark to want to get into like fashion, footwear? Like, what on the outside inspired you to like want to even step in the industry?
Yeah. So growing up in New York, New York has fashion is like the main mecca. So, as I grew up in New York, I always had to keep up with the styles, keep up with the Jordans that are coming out,
Yeah.
And, I have a single mom. She did her best to try to make sure we were always in, like, the flyest things, So, but that was, like, a pretty penny, So I started out I was always good at drawing, and I moved on to painting.
Okay.
And I used my painting and stuff like that to T-shirts. I started painting on T-shirts, but the demand was higher than my actually production. So I converted to like screen printing.
Okay.
Then next to direct the garment and learn embroidery, learn how to use a heat press, all those different things. And actually, what sparked my interest in footwear, besides being in New York since I was small, is that I made a cardboard a shoe out of cardboard a long time ago
Oh,
with
wow.
Vans. Yeah.
Okay.
And then at that time, that's when like Twitter was just beginning, and so I put on Twitter and it just went viral. And
Okay.
I had a representative from Vans reach out to me, so I worked with them. Then Converse, and then this brand called Level 13. And the guy that was founder of that brand, he worked with Bloomingdale's and stuff like that. So he had Jason Derulo as the brand ambassador. So with all that knowledge and history and experience, 2014 is when I compiled it all together and was like, all right, well, I'm ready to branch out into my own and start my own, brand.
So you took something as I'm sure you probably wasn't expecting to get that feedback from just like designing from a cardboard.
Yeah.
And then you receiving that feedback, you going inside to their territory, and you learned what you needed to learn to incorporate in your brand. Right. What were some of the things that you learned while working with these major brands that you incorporated when you started your brand?
Yeah. So I think the most important concept when it comes down to business, a lot of times is who you know, not what you know. And I say that because I present myself in a manner where I'm very professional, and then even with my brand and how I put it out there and everything, like I didn't want to just push it out there to any, I built my own website and I built my own flyers. I built my own, everything I did,
Wow.
myself. And just that presentation, people just like, who is this guy or what is this brand about, And it got me into a lot of doors, But once I got into those doors, it was just I was getting connection after connection because they're friends of friends of friends. And, once you get in a good network, it's easy for you to expand, So it's just finding the right people most of the time. I think that's the biggest thing I learned, you can always get to somebody through somebody else.
That's it.
And if they're within a good network, a supporting cast and everything, they'll help you get to where you need to be a lot quicker.
Absolutely. It's like, I think there's this thing called the 3 degrees of separation where everybody that knows, like you're three people away from a specific person.
Right.
That's interesting. So you said you made your own, your website, everything as far as like logo, creative wise, like, is that something that you went to school for? Is that something that you're self-taught? Like,
yeah, so it's a little bit of both.
Okay.
I went to school to be a web developer.
Okay.
And I gained experience and everything. I've been coding since probably like 13.
Coding.
Yeah. So yeah, it was kind of natural to me. It wasn't something I necessarily liked to do.
Yeah.
But it became something I needed. So I like crossing out the middleman a lot. So I remember when I was younger, I asked a guy to build me a website. And he was like, it's $13,000. And as a kid, I was like, I don't have that. So I just I don't like reading, people would say it's a fault, but when I wanted to learn how to build a website, I read a lot of books on it. So if it's something that I want to know and an attribute that I want to try to apply to myself, I'll do the reading, and everything like that. But yeah, all those things, even graphic design and stuff like that. I did Photoshop way before I went to school.
Okay.
And way before I went to college and stuff like that. So everything I knew was just self-taught, and I applied all that stuff to build myself to where I needed to go. And I think, that's why I said like, a lot of times it's not who you know, it's what you know.
Is what you know.
All you have to do is create a good enough product, and be passionate enough about it. It'll drive however you need to go.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. So now you got to the stage where, you started creating the brand in 2014. How were you able to get to your manufacturers?
Yeah, so working with the guy from Bloomingdale's, Level 13, that brand, their connection with Italian manufacturers and stuff like that. I got in their network, and I was able to use manufacturers from there. But my my manufacturer now is currently based out of Portugal. So
Okay.
it depends on what I necessarily need or what type of shoe I'm trying to create. So if I'm going more high end, more than likely my shoes are going to be made from either Portugal or Italy. And if I need just like a sports shoe or a casual shoe, depending on what's the wear and the durability I'm trying to have, I can either go to China or I can go to Pakistan.
Okay.
So it all depends on what type of shoe I'm trying to create, and I know how to contact the different markets. But it's not difficult. If you it's just like if you want to find a manufacturer for anything in China, you'd go to like Alibaba. If you want to go get anything from Italy, they have a website. It's called VITA V Italy, something like that. But yeah, they have a base of all the Italian manufacturers that can make shoes, hats, clothing, anything. They're up there too. So the information is there, and if you can't find it, there's AI that can help you find it.
Oh, yes.
Because AI is big now,
Yeah.
So you just ask AI a question. I know there's one AI. It's called PI.AI. You can ask it anything for free, and you can
PI.AI.
Yep.
Chaun is dropping the jewels for y'all. So write it down if you're starting, if you're starting a brand or anything like that and you've been wanting things like this, these are the gems that he's dropping, giving y'all the sauce.
Yeah. Because, I mean, with information, I don't think, for me, I don't think it's good to have the understanding, like, you trust your brand and you trust your creativity. And because of that, then you're able to give information without having to feel as it's threatening your own, Because a lot of people come to me, ask me if, how to build footwear and stuff like that. I shared my information. I was like, you guys can do whatever you guys, want with it. And I hope, everybody produces something successful. But for me, I always know it. I always have another design that I can always produce. And I don't have to worry about competition and stuff like that. So, I mean, I always share information.
I love that because, like you said, I mean, there's people who are out there who just want to gatekeep.
Yeah.
And they think that, they reach to where they are and they have the knowledge, but they don't want to share it to those coming up. And they're forgetting that at one point in time, they didn't have the knowledge. But maybe they feel as though like, oh, I nobody told me. I had to figure it out myself. But then why wouldn't you become the person you wish was there when you were starting?
Right. And that's the same mindset I have. Like, so I like teaching kids, a lot. So I have like a lot of students under me that, try to learn how to do footwear and how to get into it and stuff like that. So, I share my information all the time.
Yeah. I can attest to that because you're always, Chaun, you're like one of those people that I've met who you're always like, do you need to know how to do this? I can show you how to, and you've like, I've sat in Chaun's Photoshop class before because I wanted to learn how to do Photoshop. Yeah, and he was really legit and thorough. And like I'm at the end of the class, I was able to make a logo and everything like that. So like, and the way that you extend your help to people, like you just have that giving heart.
Yeah, I actually forgot about all that. It was a while back. I did Photoshop classes, and I did it for free. All I requested is everybody make it on time. Not being a teacher, it was very, very frustrating. so our teachers in the past now understand where they're coming from, but we have late people, we have people that didn't show, no call, no show, but it was cool, trying to teach everybody how to use Photoshop and see what they could create out of it, and how it could apply to them and help them in their day-to-day stuff. Like I like seeing that, I had an impact on somebody and it changes their life, So that's my main thing. That's why I do the things that I do, especially when it's for free. It's just I'm looking for the outcome. I'll come and see where y'all go with it. So, and then when y'all become famous, y'all look back and be like, Chaun. I was like, where my money?
All right, run me my check. But that's what it's all about. Like, what is it called? Pay it forward. Like, is paying it forward because, and then again, that's bringing more blessings to you. And people don't understand, like, when you help people, when you reach out or when you give back or, and you don't forget where you're coming from or you remember that you once needed help and you're able to give that when you reach that point, the blessings continue to flow because you are flowing in an energy state where like you said, you know where your next design is coming from.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you're going to continue to create. So it doesn't matter what anyone else is creating, because we live in a world to create.
Yeah.
Everything from the chair that we're sitting in to the microphone that we're talking, from the clothes that we have on, someone created. Right? And that's what creation does. We continue to create. So there's going to be so many different forms of and variations of creativity. Unless you're not someone who is tapped into your source and know, like, then that's the only way why you should be threatened. But it's just like, you should want people to continue to flow and bring things out into the world.
Yeah, every day I wake up and I have a new concept in my head.
Yeah.
You know, and sometimes it doesn't even have to do with footwear. You know, sometimes I think of clothing, you know, ideas that I might have, or just a concept where, you know, I might think of something for a car. You know, creativity is endless.
Yes.
You know, and there are so many platforms you can use to create some type of art. You know, so if the T-shirt brand is not working, don't stop. Transition. Maybe get into furniture, customizing furniture and stuff like that. Or maybe I know this girl. She makes a bunch of different rugs.
Wow.
And she does it with the machine. I think it's cool, you know. And she does her own brand, all these other things. But she has different platforms that she can create.
Yeah.
So whenever something's not working or is not going how you expected, don't just quit. You just pivot. You know, sometimes that product is not what you need to be focused on. Maybe there's something else that you can excel in. You know, so always pivot. You know, never, you know, give up or anything like that, and continue to follow your passion. That's what I would recommend to everybody.
Yeah. I like how you stated that flowing into different art forms as a creative. I think people who aren't creatives don't understand that concept, right? Sometimes they want a creative to stay in one box. For example, Kanye. Like, people wanted him, he would get so upset, like, I'm not a rapper. Like, I rap, but that's not
all he does.
All he does. And there's a lot of people on the outside will look in and they'll see, like, okay, you're good at this, so this is what you are.
Right.
What do you say to those people?
I mean, it is what it is, you know.
Yeah.
But for me, I don't focus too much on people. My thing is, I focus more so on the end goal of everything, you know. So the reason why, for me, I feel so motivated to do things is because I want to be at such a high point in my life where I can just feed into others. You know, that's my main goal. Like, I like curating things for other people. And I can see potential in people. A lot of my friends that are around me, they're like millionaires now. But in some way, somehow, of getting up there, I had some type of assistance, you know, in the mix of getting there. Like, they're all very good and creative people, you know, but there's always a hub, you know, of creative minds we had. And with that hub, we created and helped each other get further and further, you know, where we need to be, you know. So for me, I don't focus on that. It's just like, if one thing's not working, I'll focus on something else. And, you know, I have the great supporting cast to, like, help me pivot, you know. So if the audience is not there, cool, we can transfer to something else and bring the audience with us. But it's all relatable, you know.
Yeah.
So don't go from, I mean, if you want to, go ahead, but don't go from T-shirts to go fixing cars. You know? If you don't know nothing about fixing cars.
Right.
You know? But yeah, you know, just try whatever interests you. You know, try to get into it. You know, you have so much time to explore life. You know, get into whatever you find be passionate about.
Yeah.
And then you know, feed into that and see where life takes you.
So it's about, like, being in a constant state of flow, not being too rigid where you don't allow yourself to pivot or adapt to new circumstances, situations. What are some situations and circumstances that you feel like you had to, like, adapt and adjust to that you weren't prepared for on this journey?
Support is one thing that was never an idea to me. I've always been independent, and if I'm going to do something, I'm doing my own, you know. Or if I don't have it, I'm gonna find a way to get it. But like with my incident, that kind of, like, I had to rely on other people, you know, and that was one thing that I wasn't accustomed to.
Yeah.
And I felt handicapped.
Yeah.
You know, technically I was, but it yeah, it was really like I don't know, life changing moment for me,
Yeah.
and having either the right people around me to help me get through that stage. You know,
Yeah.
having that support system was one thing I wasn't accustomed to.
Yeah.
You know, but once I had that, and once I got past that, both physically and mentally, you know, I was able to, you know, restructure my brand and get back into the flow of things and whatnot. So
Okay. If you guys aren't aware, Chaun did have an incident some years ago where he got shot
Yeah.
in your spine.
yeah,
And your journey from that and your recovery process, because you even shared some of it on social media.
yeah,
They told you, did they tell you that you weren't going to be able to walk again?
yeah,
Yeah. And you went into yourself and absolutely said no way.
yeah, yeah. It wasn't me though. I would say that. You know, I've always been very headstrong,
Okay.
but that situation, I needed people. You
Yeah.
know, I needed my family, friends, and everybody that came, because that was one challenge I was not prepared for. I don't think anybody could be prepared for something like that. So, you know, the being independent your whole life, and then now, you know, you can't do your normal things that you want. I can't even walk to like get something to drink or go to the bathroom on my own, or you know, stuff like that. It's just you know, that was a very challenging time. And yeah.
Take me through like some of your thoughts mentally while you were in that space.
Well, I had a nice view from my hospital. I could see the Capitol and everything down the street and everything.
In Washington, D.C., the
yeah, in
monuments.
DC. When the people come to visit me on like the weekends, like Friday, Saturday, and be like, "Hey, Chaun, I said, like, how's it going?" I'm like, "All right, cool." I said, "Y'all look fancy. Where y'all about to go?" Yeah, yeah, you know, we're not about to do nothing. We just about to go out. Y'all about to go out, huh? Okay, all right. Y'all have fun, you know. So and then they'll leave. I look out my window, I be like, damn, I wish I was out there, you know.
Yeah.
But you know, other than that, it's just my mindset was. It felt like prison. I've never been in prison, but I just felt like stuck, and life was moving. I missed birthdays. You know, I mean, I missed a lot while I was in the hospital, and those things really, I really like being around my family and celebrating different things. You know, family and friends. So missing a lot of that kind of impacted me a lot. But when I got out of the hospital and was able to use the quad cane and stuff like that, I was just like, I'm gonna walk. You know,
Yeah.
so I still needed that support to move. I wasn't walking 100%, but after I saw that I could walk, and you know, it was up from there. So.
It was up from there. Yeah. Wow. Ooh. You got through it. Like, and if you look back today and you're sitting here right now, why do you feel like God took you through that time?
I think everybody's gonna have some point in their life where they have to go through something challenging.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's ever a time that anybody isn't going to go through it. I think for me, it had to be so impactful because I just at the time life was too simple for me. You know, like everything I wanted to do and kind of like create, it was just happening for me. You know, and it's not that I was taking anything for granted, but I needed to slow down because during that time I was doing the shoes. I was making like $24K in a week, you know, and
Wow.
and that's like stuff people work for in an entire year. So
Yeah.
we would travel to different states. We wouldn't even pack. Me and my best friend, you know, we just have different shows, different places. We just spend money, you know. And at that time, I didn't know how to, you know, invest my money properly. You know, I didn't have anybody to guide me, or my family didn't even really understand what I was creating. It's just, oh, Chaun, yeah, you making your shoes on the side. You know, they didn't really think it's like it was something like a career I'm actually building. You know, something that's missing out of, you know, the industry, and stuff like that. So I just spent recklessly, and life was fast. I got, in the mix with women fast and, celebrities and stuff like that. I needed to slow down, and actually think about, my trajectory of where I'm going in life, pivot, and then also humble myself down. I needed that, but because if it wasn't, I was gonna crash.
Yeah.
Life was moving too fast. I was just gonna crash
and
into the
burn.
wrong, yeah,
Crash and
run into
burn.
the wrong thing. So I think in life, everybody's gonna have some type of challenging moment in their life, and you have to be, willing to go through it. Because life moves on. You can't focus too much on the negatives, especially if you're trying to get somewhere. Have that outcome always on your mind, so you can get through something. So that's my thing. How I look at it. I needed it
To slow down. You need to slow down, and sometimes slowing down is a really good thing. And at the time when it happens, we can look at it and like, nah, this wasn't right now. Like I was about to,
That's exactly what it was. Like, I was about to make a deal with Nike to be a designer with them, and create something from their silhouettes. But that's when I, unfortunately got shot in my spine, and I had to, go through that process. But everything was just right there. I had just broken through that next barrier that I needed. But life happens, and you just gotta roll with it.
Yeah.
So I mean, a lot of people would quit in those situations.
Absolutely.
And I hope that none of you are going through that now. I actually have a best friend. Oh, I have my best friend. We trained a lot together. I don't know if I'm deviating, but
Go ahead.
it's a quick story.
Talk.
But we used to train together. I mean, we still do train. We do mixed martial arts. I did boxing, Muay Thai, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and wrestling. But so we used to spar all the time, and he and I, like, we went through the same things in life, went through the same struggles, being in, any inner city, having to survive out there, And for me, I thought my friend was mentally, like, headstrong like myself. We didn't show each other, being soft, any, just already emotional or anything that went on in our lives. We didn't share it, to a point where is like detrimental to our well-being, But
So you guys didn't share it with each other?
Yeah, no, he would be comfortable to talk to me about
Okay.
anything but it wasn't like, so I say that because, recently he was like, man, I feel like you're myself. And, I was like, oh crap, I was not prepared for something like that. And I didn't ever see him being in a mind state like that, So, fortunately for him, he had me, and, but then unfortunately for him, he also had me. Because for me, my advice that I would give to him would be very stern. Like, what are you talking about? Like, you have so much here, why are you in this mindset? But I knew at that time I wasn't the best person to convey that message to him. So I said, look, if you want therapy, I'll purchase whoever, and have them work with you, and go from there, because I already know that I'm not the best person to talk to for that specific purpose. And I felt bad. I didn't know how to help my best friend. So sometimes we all, can't go through these things ourselves.
Yeah.
But it's always good to have somebody or someone you can try to relate the message to, and maybe they'll be care enough for, if they're not the person, they'll help you find a person to help you get in that mental space to continue pushing through life. Because if I lost my best friend, I would have been annoyed, because I probably would have thought I had an impact on it. I could have had an impact on it. So yeah, man, talk to your friends, man. Even the strong ones, connect with them.
Yeah.
You just don't know.
You never know what someone is going through, and like you said, you were used to being around him. This is your best friend, and because he's headstrong, so strong, you never saw that unless, like, it wasn't until he opened up his mouth to tell you, like, this is what I'm thinking, and like that shocked you, because like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
But like, you don't know what people are going through. You don't know what battles people are facing. And suicide is real.
Yeah.
Suicide is real. Depression is real. You know, people go through these phases in life, and it could be a subtle different changes that happen. But you said you weren't able to help them, but you did because you recommended therapy.
Yeah.
That's a great way to start, because a lot of people don't go to therapy.
Yeah.
And a lot of people have packed traumas. People have packed traumas. People have experiences that they've gone through, and then it's just like they're taking on life. And it's just like, I don't have time to cry, or I don't have time to just let it out. And so I'm just like, gonna keep on, whether it be them keeping up a face because they have to, and it could also stem from like how they were raised. Like they maybe might have been raised in a household where they had to be the strong one all the time.
Yep.
And then it's just like, so I don't know how to not be the strong one. But sometimes, like you said, check on your friends, because the strong ones are the ones that you don't know what's going on.
Yeah, and I mean, and with me being an African home, I think showing affection and love is a little bit different than our African household.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit different, So even when it comes down to me, I'm mentally headstrong and stuff like that. I like to say I am, but I sometimes, because I don't have like that outlet to go to, I just put myself I exile myself and put myself in a room until I can get right mind state, or I distance myself from other people, because I don't like having that vibe around other people.
Yeah, putting that energy on others.
Right. So if I get in a mindset where I feel like I'm stuck or anything, I just part my ways, and then come back when I'm in a better mindset.
So have you ever done therapy?
No.
Okay.
No, I think I'm the cliche, not the cliche person, but I don't think I need it.
Okay.
That's why I would say but I'm not against it. But.
So when you say you don't think that you need it, is it because you feel like you have a way of dealing with what goes on in life, your own way of dealing with what goes on in life? So,
I think emotionally, I don't feel compromised in any type of way. I'm real guarded with my emotion and how I open up to people. Most people, they'll see me showing as like a gritty person. Like doesn't show too much of emotion. He's just bland. But when you around my family and friends, they'll tell you totally different. I'm like the life of the party. But I don't give my full self to people, because I don't want to be compromised in any type of way.
Right.
So for that reason, I'm guarded with everything. So it's very hard for people to mentally get through to me.
Yeah.
To affect me emotionally.
Okay.
The only people that can instantly tap me off, whether it's good or bad, are my immediate families and friends and stuff like that. They affect me the most. So if you want to see me go crazy, it's because of them. But for the most part, I move around. Nobody affects me much at all. So.
Okay, all right. So you got it together within. So tell me a little bit about your creative process when you are getting ready to put out a new project. What do you do? Like, what's your daily routine? What music are you listening to? Like, how's that?
Music, probably something Kendrick.
Kenny.
Yeah, you got to put Kendrick on. I've never been a Drake fan. I don't have beef with Drake. I just never been a fan of Drake.
Yeah.
But yeah, something real mellow. If it's not Afro beats, shout out to Prince 1202.
Okay, Prince 1202.
Liberian artist out there. Yeah, he dope. And CIC as well. And and all y'all out there too. Y'all doing y'all thing. Shout out to y'all. Hopefully I hear y'all on my podcast or my playlist or something.
Yeah.
But listen to music just like anybody else. Actually, my most viral times I've ever had, I made this painting randomly. And I said, you know what? I like George Condo, the way he creates his art. George, if you guys ever see my Dark Twisted Fantasy cover.
Kanye West cover.
Yeah. That's that painting of the ballet girl or the head with the sword through it. He made those paintings, and I just like the concept. So I did my own, And at the time, Trinidad James, all gold, everything was like the hype of the moment, right? So somebody just told me to just paint Trinidad James, and I did it, and then I posted it, and then like I was driving down to Virginia Beach, but my phone was off, and when I got down there, like all my notifications going off. I was like, what the heck is happening? But he had posted, and
wow.
yeah, and he was looking for the artist that did it.
Okay.
And stuff like that. And all my friends were tagging me, stuff like that. So that was cool, but a lot of my viral moments, even along with the cardboard thing, I was listening to jazz.
Oh, okay.
And actually my elementary teacher got us onto jazz, and he used to play it every time we would start painting. He would give us a direction, then he put jazz music on, and we just start painting and doing whatever sets. So ever since then, more than likely, when I'm in a really creative space, I'm listening to jazz and stuff like that too. It puts me in like a real mellow mood, so I can focus my creativity. But, yeah. But if it's not hip hop, it's Afro beats, it's jazz, and then after that, it's just I create. I'm a creating right now, So I'm always thinking of something, and then once I figure out how I'm going to execute it, I just start it.
You just start.
Yeah. So whatever platform might be, whether it's digital or something that I have to do with my hands or anything like that, just do it. And then listen to music at the same time, and have some belly full of food. Have some type of African food in my stomach, and then I'm good to go.
Okay. So what keeps you like grounded and centered? What do you do you have a lot going on, you have so much on your plate. What do you do to just relax and stay calm and just center yourself when the world is moving so fast?
Yeah. So, I'd say I'm a father, so I say, being with my son and, teaching him different things. My son is just like me.
And he looks just like you. He's your twin, literally.
When I come back at my son. Yeah. But yeah, I've tried to put trying to give him a head start. That really puts me in a good mind space, a headspace, and calms me down because I try to focus on the attributes and how I can help him build in this world, So, that's always something that, gives me some type of calm sense. But sometimes because my son's just like me, sometimes I gotta tell him like, look, I'm the father. I said last time I said, Sonny, are you finished? Are you finished eating? He said, I'm not finished. I'm not. He said, I'm hungry, but I'm not finished. I said, okay, but are you done eating your food? He said, again, I'm not finished. You know what I'm saying? But I forgot what and it made sense.
Yeah.
It made perfect sense. I forgot what he said, but I was like, man, just give me the food. Let me and go put it up, But it's cool, me putting my all, because not that my father wasn't there, or he wasn't there because of the war, So I always said to myself, like, when I have kids, I'll always make sure I'm a prominent staple within their life, so I can give them the tools that I didn't have. Where I used to play football, I didn't have all my other friends have their fathers throwing the football back and forth. My mom can't throw no football.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I made sure I was always gonna make sure that I was there for them in that, in that way. So, that's why I give it to my son. And if not that, I go training. It sounds weird, but yeah, I go, I go battle, I go strike and train people, or I go train with my best friend, and spar and stuff like that. Those things, it kind of balances out my, my life, so, or go into the gym and things like that. But yeah, those things give me peace or keep me grounded.
Yeah, it's beautiful that you have, of course, your son, which is your legacy, right? Because that's who you're doing all of this for. And when it's all said and done, he's gonna take the baton and go with it. And you said that he's so much like you. In what ways would you say that he's so much like you?
He's very independent.
Okay.
So I mean, when I introduced my son to all the other kids, right? His name is Sonny. They love his name. All the girls go crazy for his name. And by the time I leave wherever I'm at, all you hear is Sonny, 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 Sonny. But because of that, his introduction is easy for him, you know, because people love his name.
Yeah.
And the kids love his name. So, you know, he'll play with the kids until he wants his space. And then he'll go off and do his own thing.
Yeah.
You know, and he's fine with that, you know. My son, the other day, this was like probably when he was 6, he came to me, he was like, Dad, can you show me how to record my screen? I said, why you want to record the screen? Because I want to do this and that. I said, okay, look, you just swipe it down, press the button, then you swipe it up, you record your screen. Next thing I know, I hear, so yeah, I'm gonna show you guys how to go through the door and everything like that. And whenever you guys can, ask your parents to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And I was like, wow, this dude already on like business already, you know, trying to start his own YouTube. Because I told him, like, you watch these kids all the time. Why can't you start your own?
Absolutely.
So, you know, he took that initiative to do so.
I love it.
Yeah, I thought that was so tough.
He just had to hear that you say that one time. He's like, Dad said, okay, Dad, how do you do this?
Yeah, he does everything. He finds a way to do everything himself. Like, he was even playing a game on the Xbox and whatnot, and I'm looking at him play. His whole team died. He's the only one left. Somehow he revived his whole team and brought him back. I was like, how the hell do you know all this? You know, so he if he doesn't know it, he'll find a way how to figure it out. You know, and he's very observant. He'll find all he needs is somebody to do it once, and he easily replicates.
Oh yeah, he's good.
Yeah.
He's good. Yeah.
That's why I got to tone him down and say, I'm the father.
I'm the father here. Listen, buddy.
I mean, I'll born you.
I'll born you. Don't play.
Yeah.
So do you see yourself like bringing him on to like any projects that you do like soon as he's growing?
For me, I don't. So, you know, sometimes men have this tendency to. With the legacy, I want to leave a legacy with them, but men have this tendency to, whatever they're great at, they want to impose on you know,
their
kids.
child.
Yeah, you know, I don't want to give him anything. You know, I want him to find whatever it is that he wants to do. You know, and whatever I see he's interested in, I'll help him and assist him in that. You know, so I'll give him the foundation of how to, you know, do things and be independent as a man.
Yeah.
But with everything else, like, I want to assist you in you creating whoever it is that you want. I could have named him Chaun Collins Jr.
I know.
But it just didn't sound original to me. You know, I didn't want that. So I want my son to be his own man, live his own life, you know, without having to walk in his dad's shadow and stuff like that. So even still, when you say, you know, legacy, I won't pass it up, I really don't. I'm going to keep it to myself, you know, but I want to put him in a position where he could do anything he wants to do.
That's it. That the position part is very important. I really, really like the fact that you are allowing him to find his own way.
Yeah.
Because, you know, coming from our generation, coming from African parents, they just knew. Yeah. They just had it in their brains what all of us had to be.
Yeah, doctor or lawyer.
Doctor, lawyer. I'm like, do
it.
you know there's other things out there? So the fact that you're sitting here and you know that you're breaking that cycle because if everybody was a lawyer and doctor, this world, it would just be bland because there wouldn't be people doing what's happening right now, or all these other things. And it's just like sometimes African parents, I think, in their mind was more so, especially coming as immigrants into a new country, right? Their focus was more so on, I have to make sure that my child is able to survive in this world.
Right.
And as they're looking at it, you go to them, you say, oh, you're a creative, or you want to do art, or you want to do music, or you want to do media. They're looking at you like you have 6 heads. Like, you want to do that?
Yeah.
That's it when I put food on your table. So please, you're not. I remember when I was in high school, I wanted to go to college for performing arts. They straight up told me no.
Yep.
They was like, that's not a real career. I'm like, sheesh. Like, you know, what do you mean?
Right.
But the fact of the matter is that now our generation, because of all those things that happened to us and how we were kind of restricted, and we had to, I feel like it's not until our parents started seeing us do things in the path that we wanted to take and it turned out well, that they're like, oh, okay, they're going to be fine. But to take that chance on us, it was very scary for them. But we're in a position now where we grew up in this country and we saw how things work. We saw how people got to different areas in life. And I think we studied the game
Right.
and then took those gems and applied it to ourselves. And now like you're applying it to your son. So
Yeah.
I'm excited to see whatever he, grows to be. I'm sure it's going to be amazing with, him on your side, you on his side, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But I know that he has changed you as a
Yeah.
father. And like, so some of the ways that he has changed you.
I say I've always been protective of my group, my family, everything like that. I don't know, my son. I don't know. He's just so much like me. I really don't feel like I'm being a father.
Okay.
I did feel like I'm just watching myself grow again.
Wow.
From a different perspective, because I really don't have to do too much for my son. He just knows and does. And one thing I say about my son though, that was like me when I started out. But fortunately, I was with the right people. He's very soft in a fact, like where he falls down, he's gonna cry. And he's gonna cry all day. So, I was like that when I was younger and whatnot, but my block kind of got me used to fighting all the time. And, I had to fight other people's older brothers, and if you cried, nobody cared. And
Yeah.
just still going at it. It's just little things like that kind of training got me ready for, to be a tougher person. So with that exception, that's I really don't. I've gained a lot from my son. I've been more patient. I don't have a lot of patience at all. If I need something done, I need it done. And if somebody's taking too long, I'm gonna do it myself.
Yeah.
So he got me to understand to be a little bit more patient with things and people and stuff like that. I think that's one of the biggest caveats I can take away from, being a father now. And yeah, it's been great so far. So I'm looking to see what comes out of everything.
Absolutely. So your shoes are in stores. Where can the audience find them?
So I'm launching my website soon.
Okay.
I'm still coding it. It's just that I feel like it's not the right time yet. But on November 2nd, we're going to do the release in the Pentagon City Mall in DC.
Okay.
And that's a big mall out there.
Yeah.
And the store is called Wonderkin Market. That's where we're doing the show at. It's gonna be it's like a showroom showcase.
Okay.
Because though I have two shoes, we're trying to make it work with the store and everything like that. So it's like a pop-up showroom, So I'm gonna have special guests that I am working with attend it as well. A couple of artists and NFL player, and then see where things go from there. And then I'll release on that day. I'll release the website as well, which more than likely is going to be ShaunCollins.store or ShaunCollins.shop or .com. So all that information will be available on my my Instagram page.
Okay.
So,
yeah, Chaun, and this is not the first time your product has been in stores.
Yeah.
You've been in other stores. Can you tell them a little bit about the other stores that you've been in?
Yeah. So I mean, from 2014 on, it's just like I've been in stores in New York, Miami, Atlanta, and Houston, and it was always like friends of a friend store.
Okay.
But there would be prominent stores that are in different states and stuff like that. So actually, what we did years back, we got together, which I'm actually thinking about doing again this year, or maybe next year, to start off. But we as brand owners, a couple of us got together, and like 5-6 of us got together, and created like a tour. So like I was prominent in DC, so I brought my DC audience to and I brought influential people here and whatnot. And then my other friends were prominent in Atlanta, so they brought their influential people out there, and we did like Alessa Sky in Atlanta, and then we went to Houston and we brought out what's the dude from Thug something? Dang, Slim Thug? I think it's Slim Thug.
Okay.
But yeah, one of my friends bought him out from from out there, and whatnot. He was an old rapper from back in the day. And you know him, but I forgot his name though.
It might be Slim Thug.
I think it's the
You might stop playing around with all these clowns and the wanksters.
Slim Thug, so he was big in Texas.
Okay.
So but that's some concept that I would want to do now, because that
would be really dope.
Yeah, the journey we had it was just like we were artists, and we were going from place to place on our world tour. You know, as clothing brands though, But I was a footwear brand. My friend had a clothing brand. My other friend had jewelry and grills, and another one was a DJ. And we just all moved together as one. We get the venue, move to the next space and whatnot. But everybody had their own state. Yeah. That they had on their own special guests and everything like that, which was cool. And everybody kind of like fed off of that. Yeah. And yeah, that was.
I like the way that you guys came together on that project and cross marketed. Yeah. I think I don't think a lot of people really understand the power of cross marketing, because it's like you can try to go somewhere by yourself. Yeah. Like you can try to do everything on your own and feel like it's gonna work out, which it'll take you a long time to get there. But if you want to go further, you'll go together. Right. And the fact that you guys came together and had your different markets and brought that, into a successful tour, that's awesome. And it shows the power of working together. And you stated here multiple times in different scenarios that you needed people. Yeah. You being a person who's very independent, who loves doing things on your own, you realize through different things in life that you need people. We all need people. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll be one of the biggest people to say, I don't need nobody until you need somebody. Yeah. So don't be opposed to it. Always be open to it. And, you don't know where those doors might lead you.
Absolutely.
I mean, I'd say one thing for me that helped me a lot is get a friend that likes to talk. Get a friend that likes to spotlight, because my best friend, that's him. Yeah. He's a talker. So we go to certain venues sometimes, like maybe I'm not, talking enough. He just automatically starts going around and start talking to people about different things. Hey, Sean, look. Yeah. So meet this person right here, and I'd be like, hey, what's going on? Like, and we'd start talking. So, I mean, everybody doesn't have all the attributes.
Absolutely.
Sometimes you just have to find somebody else who's good at helping you with whatever you need, whatever you lack in. Just find somebody. It doesn't have to always be you. Right. So build a team. It's always good. Whether it's a team of one, or a team of 2, 3, 4. Being independent, you can't do it all yourself.
All yourself, no. Yeah. And it's like building, working with each other's strengths and weaknesses. Right. Knowing, like, I might be good at this and not so good at this, and you are, or you might be good at this, I'm not. So like it's putting the pieces of the puzzle together. Chaun. Yeah. Chaun. I'm really excited to see how your brand continues to evolve over the years. I know your head has so much in here, and I know like there's so much more coming for you. So apart from shoes, are you going to be stepping into any other creative aspects, any other areas in fashion or creativity?
Yeah, fashion. I want to open up a clothing brand. Okay. I really do, but I'm just so picky. I'm so picky in it. Every little detail and stuff like that. So it's gonna be a minute.
All right.
I will have to find a product, but one of my biggest things right now is like investing in container homes, and that's like my big thing. Container homes and van conversions into homes. Okay. I think those are like the concept of offering people that, like, the freedom to travel wherever
and just
you want
move around.
And be able to still have your home and be nomads and stuff like that. That understanding that everybody can be remote, COVID gave us all that understanding, like, I could work from home, and be able to travel. I'm just so heavily interested in that. And I already talked to my manufacturers to how to build certain containers and build them up.
What?
So that's man. If it wasn't for this, I'll be definitely doing that.
Okay.
So yeah, maybe check me out. I might be
definitely. So it looks like a good venture for you to get in. Like I definitely, there's so many people who have the nomadic lifestyle, like you said, and there aren't that many people who are designing containers.
Yeah. Don't steal my idea.
Right?
It was out there already. Don't steal my idea. Yeah.
And then like that's a great solid investment actually. That's a solid.
Very cheap.
Yeah.
To produce a content. To get a container is like $10,000.
Wow.
$20,000.
Yeah.
And then to build it out is just another $10,000 to $20,000, depending on who you're using and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And you have a home.
So it's like ready to ship.
Mm-hmm.
That's
and then
awesome.
all you have to do is buy land.
Yeah.
Find out where you can place it. Make sure it has a septic system and electricity and a warning water and all that stuff. And then you're good. You just bought a house that everybody else is still renting.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So, and then that's an investment. You can build off of that too. And then what's cool about it is like I see it as like Legos.
Legos, yeah, you can stack
build a
them.
mansion. And just
Stacking them.
And it's so different. People come to your house like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean. And they do it down south a lot. Like there's so many Airbnbs that you connected to this, and it's so beautiful. They do it in Houston a lot. They do it in Atlanta a lot. That's where I've been, so I've seen it a lot. So it's cool. But yeah, I'm a venture off into that.
Okay. So. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing that side of you, that aspect of you, because I'm sure you're gonna come up with some dope concepts. Yeah, sure. Wow, like you are really expanding and you are really like literally not letting yourself be in a box. Mm-hmm. Chaun, I want you to tell the people where they can find you on social media. Mm-hmm.
So my you can find me on Instagram at Chaun Collins. So that's ChaunCollins on Instagram and online. I have TikTok, but I'm still. I don't even know if my name's Chaun Collins on TikTok. but yeah, you might find me on TikTok. If you probably put in my name, you probably see something about me on there too. Yeah. But I'm just right now. I just have Instagram and then my website. So I would appreciate all y'all support.
Follow the man. He has some amazing things coming. When I tell you guys, like. It's just, I think when you meet certain people, you just know that there's just something in them that they're going to go to the next level. And you're like one of those people since the day that I met you. And plus the type of heart and person you are on the inside, it matches both, right? And so like you're destined for greatness.
Thank you.
And I just want to tell you, thank you for taking the time, driving up here and sitting with me today and, taking a little dive into the frequency shift. Show. So
a little drive, a little 2-hour drive.
2-hour drive, and we really, I really truly appreciate you. You've been supporting from day one, like for real. Like,
thank you for having me.
Thank you.
It's been dope.
Yeah.
I with this podcast, it's dope. I seen all this setup. Y'all can't see it, but it's amazing. Yeah, your team and everything. Y'all doing y'all thing. It's only more progression from here. So.
Only up from here. Yeah. So, guys, this episode was sponsored by Chaun Collins. So if you guys take your time, go ahead and look him up and just make sure that he has some dope footwear. He has a lot of things that's coming. So, stay tuned with his journey. If you can see my foot, I don't know if you guys can see the kicks, but yeah, you get.
Those were my high selling
Jiggy. Y'all see it?
My shoes there too.
Okay. So again, he is from my country, Liberia, and I just want you guys to know that there are Liberians that are really out here doing it. Yeah. You might not know, but yes, they're out here, and sometimes they're low key behind the scenes. You might not. They're not like all in the camera's face all the time, but they are actually doing things. And Chaun is one of them. Again, thank you. So, guys, I just want you to remember, like Chaun said today, do not put yourself in a box. Make sure that, you tap into your creativity and don't limit yourself because creation is endless. And make sure that you allow people to help you along the way and reach back and help people as well. So that's it for today's episode. Check you guys later.
And check on your friends. Don't forget.
Also, yes, check on your friends. Suicide is real. If you are feeling like you are alone or you're feeling like you're depressed, try to see if you can get therapy. Therapy does help. If you can't talk to someone, try talking to, someone close to you. If you don't feel like you can talk to someone, please seek help and get therapy. Your life is worth it. and there's something that you are here to present to the world. And don't let your dark times make you feel like that's all that there is, because with every up, there has to be a down, and vice versa. So
I'll make it through it.
you'll make it through. Peace, love, and light. Until next time.
Oh, sweet. Really?
Nangala clip on and get equal. When it tankan, it will show face. I should not be killer. I'm on a go Steve. I should not cross the road. I should not be repeat. I should not be envious. I'm on a go do anything I would tell my aim, my foe. Won't tell my also relax. Pay out your foe. Guide me on the road until I can reach where they go. I'm almost there. Something keep telling me say the money will follow the